I haven't seen Evil Dead 2 yet. What would you think? I'd think that you're a cinematic idiot and I'd feel sorry for you. All right. Why? Because it's a brilliant film. It's so funny and violent and the soundtrack kicks fucking ass. I never thought I'd say this, but can I go work now?
Welcome once again to What the Hell Did We Just Watch? It's another episode, and this is the Lumotional Lou talking to you right in your ears, man. So why don't we just go around and do formalities? So to my left, please.
It's the not so good looking John back at it again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who we got?
No intro needed. Sandman is right here.
Oh my god.
Who?
Sandman. Sandman.
Keep it moving, fellas.
And the outrageous O is back.
Outrageous. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
And welcome back to another episode of What the Hell Did We Just Watch? Because this time, yet again, we saw a brand new movie. But actually, we're doing something special for the month of October. We're actually going to have our very first annual horror movie month. Mm-hmm. You know, and everybody seemed to be very happy about that, right? We're all of October. We're going to just literally watch a horror film every week, and no real talk rant for this month, hopefully not, unless something pisses me off and gets me emotional. But no, we're gonna strictly keep it on this horror movie wave right now. And the very first film that goes into the just watched is Fright Night. No, not that Fright Night, not the remake with Colin Farrell, though I didn't really watch it. I really don't care for it. That's what it is. But no, this is the mid-'80s version, the original version of Fright Night. And if you would have told me years ago that this movie was good enough to be remade, I would have never believed you. Even though this film is amazing to me, I just didn't think that it deserved a remake. I would have never saw it as a remake. But, you know, it's a fun little film about Charlie Brewster who believes that his next door neighbor is a vampire. Now that's some scary shit, you know? So before we start talking about this film, it's just a little disclaimer. I will not apologize for anyone that has a nightmare tonight or any other time we watch this movie throughout this entire month. All right? Any horror films, okay? Deal with it. Especially you, not so good looking John.
I don't think this was nightmare worthy.
I think it was. I think you're just manning up and not.
It's definitely it comes across as a dark comedy, in my opinion.
Well, to me,
a dark comedy.
To me.
Yeah. We'll get to you with that.
I felt like we watched an episode of Goosebumps.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
A really good episode.
Yeah.
Two-parter.
Well, but before we get to like what we feel like how the film was, I just want the very first question, the very simplest of questions, starting from my left. Not so good looking John. What'd you think of Fright Night?
I loved it. I've seen it before, but I really loved it.
Is this the first time you've seen it? When was the last time you saw it?
No, I seen it maybe a few months ago too.
Really? That recently?
Yeah, I saw it really. I keep watching it. I love it.
Oh, it's one of those movies that you rewatch a lot?
I really
okay, cool. Santi.
Never watched it, but I enjoyed it.
You did?
Yeah, I actually liked it. Like,
thought it was good?
The humor, I like the humor. Like,
yeah.
When he wasn't supposed to enter the house, but he kept implying that he was, and then he kept facing it towards him,
awesome.
Charlie. So I liked it a lot. I like the humor.
Awesome.
What John says.
Oh, what'd you think of Fright Night?
Never seen it too.
Yeah.
My first time watching it, and definitely I would rewatch it again.
It's a good movie. I think it's a good film.
It's, like I said, I feel like John said before, like a dark comedy type of thing.
Yeah, I want to get to that. John.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a cool question before you say...
A cool question or a quick question?
That's a cool question. Okay, I think it is. And a quick question.
Okay, got it.
Did you see this film when you were young, meaning like when you were a kid?
No.
You never saw it? Well, what age? Do you remember when you saw it?
It was like 2 years ago I was introduced
to it. Oh, so you
it.
just recently saw it as an adult for the very first time?
By my coworker.
Okay.
He told me about it, and I started watching it, and ever since I fell in love with the movie.
Oh, okay, cool, man. I'm glad you liked the film, though. Really. But real quick, this actually, this question is for the not so good looking John and for the old man right here. Mm-hmm. you guys said that you see it as a dark comedy.
Absolutely.
And why? How?
It's not because it's like purposely made for a dark comedy.
Because it wasn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But like it's just the acting and like the way. What's his name? The vampire. What's his name?
Jerry Dandridge.
Yeah, Dandridge. The way he was acting as a vampire, I could not take him seriously as if he was going to be a vampire. But like, I know he was trying, but the way he was acting, like, come on, it had to make you laugh.
Yeah, like his tone.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you watch, like for example, like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Okay.
You know,
but that's more of a drama film, I believe, instead of a horror movie.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Like, I don't know. I mean, yes, there's horrific moments, but I think it's more of a drama film. You got this guy that lost his love, and he sees her again for the first time, and like centuries later. So he's trying to get her love back, and or at least convince her to love him back. But I see what you're saying. Can you guys explain to me dark? What is it? What did you say? Dark
comedy. Yeah.
Can you name a part of the film that was a dark comedy for you in this film?
Yeah.
Is there a scene?
Yeah, the club scene. Come on.
When they were in the club?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. The club scene. The way he was walking up to her, man.
What, the way he was dancing with her, seducing her?
No, the way he was walking up, like he spotted her from across the club. You did not have to walk up to her like that. Like just going from scene to scene, just like like from like side to side, like getting closer and closer. And then the way he popped up, like, come on, like it was just like a quick side pop in, like, and it starts looking at her and just starts smiling like that, like, come on, man. Like,
there was a few exactly. He was saying.
What about you? Is there a scene that stands out for you that goes into the dark comedy section that's not in the club?
For example, when he went to his house for the first time and the mother invited him in, the whole scene itself, like. Once again,
You're talking about the conversation?
Yeah, the conversation.
Like before he actually goes into the house again?
The way they I felt like I was watching, there's another film associated with that, Dracula, Undead and Loving It. But that was a little too comical.
But that's a comedy, yes.
Yeah.
But I got you. So you found it not funny, but like, I always found that scene kind of smart. Yeah. Because I never saw it as a dark comedy view, because I seen it when I was so young. I've been seeing this movie since, like, probably, like, 3 or 4 years after its release in theaters, because I had it on VHS. So when I saw it, I was scared as shit in this movie. I was so fucking scared.
Yeah, like, there were so scary movies. When you were young, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. But that's why
I could see that happen. Like, I could see why, like, some people would view it as like, when they saw it when they were like, maybe like, well, how old were you when you saw it? Like, what, 9?
Let's see. If I had to put a number on it, 9. I guess you would say 9 or 10.
Yeah. So, I would have been scared too.
Yeah.
And that's why this show exists, because I'm showing you movies that I've seen my entire life. And I'm getting these brand new eyes reaction to it, and you guys are seeing it as a dark comedy, and that's what's actually very interesting, because it's not meant to be a dark comedy, as you guys, I'm pretty sure you've noticed. You actually can desensitize that, but like you guys are seeing it, and you are enjoying yourselves. But you're laughing at the scenes that I remember when I was a kid, I used to be so fucking scared of. Like, even that scene, Oscar, where you're talking about where Jerry Dandridge is with the mom and he's talking to Charlie and he's saying that, like, oh, in fact, I can come here whenever I want. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, with your mom's kind permission, of course. And she says, fine. I remember being... basically how Charlie was in that scene, like with the white eyes. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm so scared. What's gonna happen? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like, especially that one scene when it was right after the club scene too, where you see Evil Ed like in the back of the car just driving away. Like,
with the laugh, because that's one thing I will agree with you. I never saw him intimidated, like scared, except for the two scenes. One, when he visits Peter Vincent. When I was a kid, I was terrified of that scene with the cross on it, when he put the cross on his forehead. And then obviously when he was in wolf form. That transformation freaked me the hell out.
I actually had to say that was very well done.
That was
for something from the mid-'80s.
Yo, the costumes were on point.
I think it holds up very, very well.
Another example, if I might add, another example. After he visits Charlie in the bed, like while like he goes over there and kind of like roughs him up a little bit.
The first time he meets him?
The first time. And then he gets the pencil through his hand.
Yeah.
And then he goes across the street back to his house and starts talking shit over the phone. Like, come on, you mean to tell me that's not funny?
He destroyed his car too. That's why you heard the crashing. He got so fucking pissed that he like destroyed his car.
Yeah, like come on, you mean to tell me that's not funny? If you like from an adult perspective, like
I got you.
He goes back into his house. Cole has to. I don't know where he gets his number from, but calls him up and it's just like I'm gonna see you again, man. While like tending to his head.
Man, in my world that's hardcore. He was like, yo, I could take a look and I'll come back for more. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, I would have been like, yo, I would have like just looked right back at him and be like, yo,
Charlie did man up. He did do that, what you just said. Because if you remember, like he dropped the phone and he's like, what's the matter, Charlie? You scared? And he just picked up the phone and he like looked right back at him. He's like, I'm not scared of you no more. At least he's not trying to be,
Look right back at him, look through the window, be like, freaking bring it, bitch. I'll get more crosses. What's wrong with you?
You would have called him a telephone tough guy. Oh, you talk mad shit when you're over there on the phone, right? You can't come over here, right? Telephone tough guy.
Want to come back? You want to come back? I see me holding the pencil. Want to come back?
Now, I wanted to also ask you, watching this film, I know that there's a lot of things that happened in this movie that I know you guys were like super like brand new in terms of like the mythology of vampires and how they're expressed in film. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Did you guys ever see another vampire film where like stabbing someone with stabbing a vampire with a wooden object, no matter where it was, that it would do that to him?
Blade?
From dusk till
dawn. Who got
dawn.
stabbed somewhere else?
No, I remember just seeing
like that wasn't in the heart. That the guy Jerry Daniels got stabbed right in the hand, and it made him come out. His vampire form came out because of it. It literally would actually fucks him.
This only applies to vampires, right?
Yes. Okay. At least it did. I'm talking about like as of this film. Most movies that came out before it and maybe a little bit after it followed these rules.
Oh, because I have one, but it's not a vampire.
What is it?
The Jack Nicholson movie where he's just into a werewolf.
Wood burned him, or I can't remember. The movie Wolf. I know.
He got poked by some object, and right away he already started transforming.
Damn, I gotta watch that movie again.
If I'm correct, I'm not sure, but it's something like that.
Yeah. From Dust it might have been Silver though. Silver is what is the kryptonite of werewolves.
What about From Dusk Till Dawn?
From Dusk Till Dawn. Let's see what happened there.
No. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking because I know there was like blood everywhere and everybody stabbing each other and there's like holy water being thrown around.
Yeah, like they were doing the holy water being thrown.
Yeah.
They were, as far as I know, everybody that got a wooden stake was pretty much to the heart. Like they didn't respond to it in a different way. Oh wait, no, forget it. You're right. In From Dusk Till Dawn, what's his name? That soldier guy, the black dude, Richard Roundtree's character. Yeah. He was stabbing people with a pencil. I don't know if you remember that. Like, he's just stabbing everybody through a pencil.
If I'm not mistaken. I mean, I could be wrong. But
No, you're right. He used a pencil. Yeah. He used a pencil as a weapon to stab the other vampires.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you could say that From Dusk Till Dawn is probably the only one. It's just like what I said. That even a little bit after Fright Night, you got to see that old mythology of, like, vampires having... basically a kryptonite with wood at all. It doesn't matter where you got stabbed. You know what I mean? Obviously a stake through the heart. That's the only thing that... Yeah, even a pencil. Because it's made out of wood. Yeah. Pencil's made out of wood. And I think that's actually one of the things I miss from vampire films.
You would have been fucked with a mechanical pencil.
You would... Mechanical pencil?
That's the new thing these days.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah,
no more wooden pencils?
You can use wooden, but mechanical pencils...
How the hell are we supposed to fight off the vampires in this day and age if we have mechanical pencils? Explain that to me.
The government knows.
The government knows, right? That's all it takes. The government to tell us.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Santi, this is the first time you've ever seen this movie. You're the youngest one here.
Yep.
Does this go into anything from what Twilight has taught you? Sunshines, they're sparkling, they're beautiful.
He's too cool to
Vampires
watch Twilight.
with no teeth.
No, I watched Twilight before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I did. It had like I watched it on TV before.
Did you like it?
Twilight?
You like Twilight?
I was so young, I didn't really pay attention to it. I was
can't get any younger than you are now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was like 10 years old when I watched the first one on TV.
Oh, jeez.
So like now here it goes. Like I'm not really sure because I really haven't watched a recent vampire movie. I don't even think they even make one. I haven't seen one in ages, or at least I don't think there has been one in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
The last thing I seen was Let the Right One In as a vampire.
Yeah, but that's more. You know what it is? That one doesn't really have it because she's not really
I think the last vampire.
Let's say not Let the Right One In, but let's say the remake. Was it called Let the Right One In 2? The remake?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
She had no teeth in that, right?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't remember having teeth.
On the foreign version, I think she did have
there is teeth. Because one of the things that I do know that they do now in vampire films, it's okay for them to walk in the sunlight too now. And that really fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck are... Not even in that movie. There's like they do this, like, even in Blade, they have daytime walkers.
Yeah, but...
You know...
But
different species
in Twilight, though,
they had
their
that
true
sometime.
form... In Twilight, though, their true form comes out if the sun exposes them,
which is...
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, which is sparkling.
Yeah,
glitter.
I've never seen
glitter. That's what the fuck they do. What the fuck is so
anything.
scary about that?
I've never seen a Twilight film.
Well,
I've
never
always
seen one? When they're in the sunlight, they literally sparkle.
Yeah.
Like if they're diamonds.
Like Edward Turner. Like
Does that sound like it's intimidating or scary?
Oh, wait
at
a
all?
second. No, that's a lie. I actually did see
You
it.
did see it, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the
Kind of
first one.
retarded. It's ridiculous.
I saw the first one. That's a lie.
It's supposed to be a horror, though.
I remember
It's
seeing
not a
the
horror
first
film.
one.
It's supposed to be like drama.
But vampires, I feel, should not be glorified because they kind of mix it with both. He's like this dangerous animal that can't keep away from Kristen Stewart's character, but then he's beautiful in the sun. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like I don't buy that shit. You know, I've always had a problem with that shit in any vampire, because this is the thing. I feel like when it comes to horror films, because I guess we can agree that though you saw it as a dark comedy, we could say it's a horror film, right? I'm talking about there wasn't any comedies in terms of like him getting his victims, him trying to get Amy, him trying to kill Charlie.
It was definitely a horror film.
Should be scary.
It was definitely a horror film. It was
Huh?
definitely a horror film.
You know, like
it's
in terms of like we see it a specific way, but when you actually, you know, when you see it in its factual form, it is a horror film. True and true. You know,
actually, quick question: what rating was this film given?
this is an R film.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely an R
it
film.
It makes
had to
sense
be an
because
art
the
film.
nudity, like the show.
You know, not only just the cursing, because there's cursing in this film, but this is actually what I think is very brilliant. This is not a standard horror film where you're just seeing dead bodies all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Though there were people that died, there wasn't a scene where you were finding any of the dead hookers in the film. And I still think that the film still lives up to its horrific content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's still scary in a way because you're getting this kid that believes or is, you know, trying to convince everybody else that his next door neighbor is a vampire. Now, let me ask you this. How do you convince the people, the real world, that is true? You know what I mean? That in turn is more the real horror part of this movie. One of the pieces of its horror form, the horror stuff of it, is trying to make people believe that there's a monster that lives next door.
But you know what?
Yeah, no, I definitely felt the horror. I mean,
Yeah.
your next door neighbor.
Yeah.
It's a vampire that no one believes you. You
Uh-huh.
know, like that. I felt that. You know, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Let's apply this movie to like today's standards.
because I really want that.
Let's just say that, you know, it was a similar case. Let's say if your neighbor is a vampire, you still can't even prove it to anybody that they're vampires because
Exactly.
it could be photoshopped, it could be After Effects. You know, you.
Oh yeah, they'll still do it. It's like, oh dude, you didn't see that? What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
That's not true. Vampires don't exist.
Exactly. So like, you know, even today you couldn't even prove it. Like maybe around the 90s, you know, when there was Polaroids, maybe it was a slight.
Polaroids.
You don't know what
slight
Polaroids
chance.
are?
Sounds familiar.
It's
Yeah,
pictures.
He doesn't know. Man.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
That was
Well,
the
he's not
original
ready.
Snapchat.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Snapchat.
Instant Snapchat.
Yeah, instant.
But
You had to fling the photo for it to come out faster.
though that the film does have its fun, those moments that it's fun, and there's moments that are funny, because that's what Evil Ed's character is for.
Yeah.
He is the comedic relief of this quote unquote serious horror film. You know, and what do you guys think of him? You think he was funny
Yeah.
I think he was scary as shit.
when he became a vampire?
Yeah.
I think his comedic tone is what made him fucking creepy.
Yeah.
What made him
His
scary.
voice changed.
I mean, yeah, I got the comic relief out of his character, but he did look creepy. Like
It did go away. I didn't see. He was funny, but in a scary funny. Like in two scenes, the scene where he meets Peter Vincent.
Yeah.
That when he goes into his house and he's talking about how much of a fake he was and all that stuff, and he's about to attack him. And when he turned, when he got the cross on his forehead and he turned, I always thought that scene was so fucking scary.
That was a pretty creepy scene.
It
Yeah,
is.
you're right,
And
you're
if
right.
we really debunk it, you know, it's fucking scary. Like in its way. Like him complaining about what he has done to him and all this and that. And by the way, like I actually said it through the movie, but I was asked, how the hell? Why does he look like that? He turned into an uglier vampire, more like not a standard looking vampire. Once the crucifix hit his forehead. And the reason why, someone said, "Oh, what happened to him? Like, why did he turn that way?" Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, because that's his true form. Once you get the cross, once the cross touches the vampire, and he can't revert. He can't revert back to his human
He cannot
self.
hide its true form.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have a cross on your forehead.
Well, not on your forehead. It hit him in the skin, and that was it.
Yeah.
It could have been anywhere on his body, and that's actually one of the things I wanted to ask you. What do you think of that one? Like that folklore? No other movie has actually ever done that.
Actually, what about in Blade?
I was just gonna say
Didn't one of the
Blade did that.
Yeah,
there's a.
I don't know because I haven't watched.
The guy
Blade
who played Hellboy. What's his name?
He got touched.
Yeah,
and he could not turn back. I can't remember.
Half of his face just stayed like that.
Yeah,
I mean a crucifix.
Because he got hit with something, right?
He got hit with Blade.
No,
hit.
I think it was a burn. I think
it was a burn, right?
He got burned.
He got burned, but see, but that can work too.
Yeah.
Where he has to heal.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you have the sunlight, it'll fuck you up. Like you saw Jerry Daniels, he got the sunlight and he was half burned. Mm-hmm. But if he goes, give his chance to heal and sleep, and it'll eventually go away.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the cross, if you notice, that did not go away. Like once he burned him with the cross, that was it, and he had a permanent.
Well, because he was stamped.
Exactly. Basically, he was stamped on that.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask you. Like, in terms of like the things that happens to like monsters, and that's obviously in this movie we're talking about vampires. What do you guys think of that? Like, why wouldn't they put that in other movies, in vampire movies? Like one of those kind of like what I mean, like the universal thing.
Maybe they lost as films gradually progress. I feel like they lost the rules of vampires.
They kept taking more away, which is weird. Which is funny.
Look, we went from that to glitter. I mean, look.
Yeah, we went from that to like what Twilight does, where it's like, so what's the point of being a vampire? You could have been anything. Yeah. Or a werewolf. We'll get to that when we actually watch a werewolf
I think
film,
it's based on the story writers of the movie.
Yeah.
Like like people they don't want to keep the whole. The last vampire movie already done that, so maybe we could take away some things or add some things.
But then they take it away, and then you're like, well, what the hell's there to be scared of?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, maybe they focus more on werewolves more than vampires. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, look at an example, Underworld. Look how cool the werewolves look.
Yeah, they glorified werewolves in that.
Yeah, they glorify. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Some movies will glorify other things rather than copy from the last movie. For example, like Fright Night, they put every folklore of vampires
and even added some. Like I said, because I feel that. I've never seen another movie that does the vamp stamp. Yeah, is what I call it, the vamp stamp.
Yeah, and then some. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the next vampire movie comes and it's just like, well, we can't do that because it's just like another one from this movie or from that movie.
Let me let you in a little secret. Believe it or not, Superman's weakness, kryptonite, was invented on a radio show that they used to do back in the 40s.
Really? I've heard this,
and they've adopted it ever since.
I've heard this.
You know what I mean? Smallville created all the other kryptonites that Superman has.
That's true.
Like there was only green up until Smallville came out.
Kryptonite.
And then they added blue, red, you know what I mean? Different like yellow. They added all these other kryptonites that gives them all these different kind of like effects.
So what is the true color?
So,
Wait, what is the original color?
Green.
Green?
Green. It's always been green. But like that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think there's anything wrong with adopting it because I think that the idea is so cool. So like the vamp stamp would have been something really cool that would have really applied very well to future vampire films.
But isn't that like a legitimate, thing for vampires, or was that
just the stamp? No, it's never been used ever again. And I always thought that was like so weird because it was like it's such a great idea. Obviously, what sticks is the stakes, the wooden stakes to the heart, and sunlight.
Yeah.
Garlic as well. Yeah. You guys know about the garlic one, right? That garlic is a weakness and all that stuff. That's pretty much like what kind of stuck. But this movie in the 80s, they try to introduce newer stuff, like to the vampire thing, and I'm like, yo, but why didn't it catch? I always ask myself, why didn't it catch?
Does that transfer over to Twilight by any chance?
Twilight,
like like
the turning,
the holy water, the cross, the garlic.
You know what? To tell you the truth, they glorified and made vampires so romantic in that movie that I can't even tell you what their weakness is.
Well, actually, I remember now. I actually thought of another film where you say if they get hit and it stays the mark, Bordello of Blood.
Oh my God, damn, you bringing it back. Yeah, I forgot about that fucking movie. Yeah,
I know
there were permanent vampires in there. That's true. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. I remember like, oh yeah, that's
not a
right.
good movie though, but it's
yeah.
I always will stick to the other Tales from the Crypt film, Demon Knight, because that's a Tales from the Crypt movie. I don't know if you know.
Correct.
It's like their sequel. Mm-hmm. This is other thing, and we'll go back to it, where Evil Ed turned into a werewolf, and I heard some chatter while we were watching. It's like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's actually something that's been adopted even before. It's just like what Peter Vincent said on the TV and earlier in the film, where he says, on the television, he says, I have fought vampires in all their guises, man, wolves, and like all these different forms, bats. That's what he says. And yes, though somewhere along the lines where werewolves even existed then, but there is a folklore in vampirism where they can also turn into a wolf. That's one of the things.
That's messed up.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's where they got that from, that book. Dracula turned into a wolf. Okay. Only he was like the old school wolf, like a wolf man. He was a wolf man, not an actual... No, wait, what am I talking... No, he did. He befriended a wolf. There was a wolf that escaped from the circus, and he was like friends with it. But if you remember, like I said, he was having sex with one of his concubines as wolf in Bram Stoker's Dracula. So that's actually something that's not brand new. Because like I'm saying, Bram Stoker's Dracula is a book for like 100 years or something like that. That's an old ass book. But what do you think of that though? Because I know you haven't seen many movies where a vampire does turn into a wolf. What do you think about that?
When I saw it, I was like, wait, what? Where'd that come from?
I was definitely confused. I was like,
is that I thought that was the family dog. I was like,
are you the vampire dog? They sicked you on us, But one of the cool parts that came out, and Oscar, you brought it up earlier, was that the wolf came charging Peter Vincent, and in that jump, Peter Vincent accidentally, because it was actually by accident, he accidentally stabbed him right through the heart. Mm-hmm. And what happens there? It's just like you said, one of the most coolest special effects scenes that holds up to this day to me, in 2016, and this is like a 30-year-old movie.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think everybody was pretty much impressed with that scene.
Yeah, I was.
What about Santi? That's why that easily nowadays, if they did that now, that's a CGI.
Yeah, like.
Not saying they would have done a bad job.
That was really good.
I wonder how much money this movie was synced in.
Special effects, how much money it made or how much they spent to make it.
They spent to make it.
I'm pretty sure it was like less than 10. We're talking about the mid 80s. They weren't spending that much money on that stuff.
Effects like that wasn't going to be a lot.
But
they did it really good.
The best part about special effects when it comes to using animatronics and makeup is that you're paying for the quality of work, not for the manpower. If you pay me and I know I'm good, I'm going to give you good shit. I'm not going to give you based on what you give me. Because your work is going to be in a movie. So you best believe that you're going to put 100% into your artwork as when it comes to makeup and animatronics and all that stuff. And yeah, I feel like this movie, you can't tell the difference between man and wolf at times in this movie. And they give you so many different stages of transformation from back to wolf to human. You know what I mean? Now, what were we talking about, guys? Everybody remember?
Yeah, the special effects.
The special effects of what movie?
What movie?
What movie?
We were talking about Fright Night.
Jesus Christ. Can you say it like the way they say it in the movie at least?
What do you mean?
This guy, and he wants to be on my fucking show, and he can't even remember how they say Fright Night in the fucking movie.
Come on, John.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Fright Night!
I'm not saying it like that.
Fucking guy, yo. Really?
I was gonna be like Fright Night, but no.
No, because you're doing all. But you're gonna sound all 2016 about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But back to the special effects. Like I said, I think it holds up. I think it still holds up to this day. I can actually say that everybody that was here was very impressed with it. Surprisingly impressed with it. Can you guys agree?
I definitely agree.
Yeah,
it was great.
Fantastic,
When was the movie made?
When? It was mid-80s. I want to say 86, 85, 86. Maybe 84, but it's mid. It's definitely in the middle.
That's when animatronics was really big.
Yeah, well, that's all you had. Even like with the stuff that they used that was quote-unquote CGI, it was mostly like what you saw in the beginning was like the moon. You can't get a real moon like that. You can't film a moon that way. So it's actually what they call it's more like trick photography where they put that up there and then just kind of mesh it in with the actual film. But it's the early stages of CGI because that's animated. Actually, the moon is animated. It's an animated film part of the thing. The background was actually when they showed like the city in the background. That shit was like probably like a matte painting. You know what I mean? That's actually what they would paint and then they would mesh together stuff. That's how a lot of the early Star Wars was actually done that way. Yeah. You know, and one of the things, like I said, like that I'm actually very happy with it is I get a kick of people that talk back to the movie. You know what I mean? Like where they say one word or two. And one of the things that I was very impressed with was that when you guys saw that scene, when the people who did see that scene with the transformation, they, you know, somebody that's not on the show that should be here, but he's too busy folding clothes. He says, "Holy shit, that actually looks good." Folding clothes is much better than being on my podcast, apparently. But we love you and can't wait to have him back on the show again. And basically, what I'm trying to say is that I live for that. You know, that's actually one of the, I live for that kind of like, you know, it means I'm showing you something good. Meaning from my end, I've done a purpose where I actually am able to show you something that can still impress you, even if it's not from now. You know what I mean? It's not a now movie, it's not a new movie, but there are scenes in there that could be like, you know what, damn, that's fucking cool, man. That's fucking real good. And I think that maybe the scenes that you guys thought that were funny, you weren't laughing at it. Maybe we were laughing with it. You know, you guys did say that you found Evil Ed to be genuinely funny. Yeah. I think at times he is. That "You're so cool, Brewster" is a very quotable line. I think I've used to say it so many times. There's two quotes from it that I grew up saying to myself. Is that one, that "You're so cool." You're so cool, Brewster.
That was pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's how many times I've said it in my life. And then also
face changed into Evil Ed as you said.
Well, yeah, you gotta like get into your character, you know what I mean? That's how it works, right?
Who's your character, John?
So basically so basically the way that the other line is that I used to quote all the time is when Charlie gives his $8 to help him. He says, "Far be it from me to turn down a fool's money." Every time I got money from someone, I used to say that all the time. And probably could still do from time to time to say, "Far be it from me to turn down a fool's money," because maybe you shouldn't be giving me money. And I still take it from you, you know what I mean? Not saying I'm a cutthroat like that, but there are times that we can get into that generous part of our lives where someone might give us money and we never really deserved it or need it. But you take it. That's just the way it is. John, is that you?
What?
Do you do that? Do you do that? You take people's money?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Never take
Yeah, you fucking do.
I never take people's money.
No, Gary took money from you.
Gary took money from you?
I look. People don't take money. I give my money to help them out, to help everybody out, to help my friends.
So wait, you're the fool then?
I'm not the fool.
You're the guy that gives everybody money.
Johnny Godstone.
You pay for the pastor's Bentley.
I do. I do.
Okay.
If that's how you want to put it.
He pays
Yes.
for Billy Joel.
Hey, I like Billy Joel.
The pocketbook.
Joel Osteen is the reason why he has that smile on front of his books. All right.
Well,
And the covers.
Yeah, and the covers. We can actually probably go on to our boy Peter Vincent. What do you guys think of that character, Peter Vincent?
He looks very familiar. The actor.
Like you've seen him in stuff. He's been in stuff. He's been in horror films and said other movies. I think he was in a Bond film too. I'm being honest. I think he was in a Bond film early, obviously, but
Sean Connery.
probably in that area. Yeah, don't quote me. You got to look him up. IMDb people. But I always thought that Peter Vincent's character is a great offset to Charlie's character, where he got this actor who was a vampire killer, who obviously doesn't believe in that shit. He's just an actor. And then you got another person, a younger person, that believes a vampire is his next door neighbor. And though he thinks that the person that would be, that would actually believe him the most is obviously the one that believes him the least. You know what I mean? And one of the reason why I say that he's actually one of the most great offsets to that character was because he finally realizes that Jerry is a vampire. He is fucking scared. You know what I mean? He's so fucking scared, and all he wants to do is just stay away. But then when he actually, quote-unquote, mans up, and he wants to do it, he has his film props. He's dressed as his film character, And I always thought that was just like, as when I grew up and I started realizing, paying attention to like the way things are and all this and that, like how you, Oscar, saw that Jerry Dandridge was drinking what? What was he drinking?
Water.
No, he wasn't drinking water. Not the holy water. I'm talking about when he moved. He was drinking a Bloody Mary and things like that. Like those cool, like little, like things that when you're adult, that you see it, and then,
apple.
huh?
The apple.
Or when he ate the apple in one bite, and then I told you that the reason why he eats apples is because apples are known to clean your teeth after eating. There's actually something you actually can look up that's 100% true. Hence why he was always eating fruits and shit like that. But do you know? Did you get the Raggedy Ann part? I actually said it earlier in the movie. It's kind of like a foreshadowing about what was going to happen in that bedroom, in the mom's bedroom.
Raggedy Ann?
Yeah, Santi said it. There was a Raggedy Ann doll on her bedside table, and
he said it because he's into that whole new age of movies.
Who, Santi?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
After I watched the movie, I looked it up, and then it said Raggedy Ann doll. And
You never heard of that doll before? The Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy dolls?
Andy? No, I did hear.
That's the male version of that doll. Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy.
Andy.
Yeah, Andy.
There was a boy version.
Yeah. But it's the film foreshadowing things that are happening, that are gonna happen. It's things that you don't see, but when you rewatch it, you're like, oh shit, look at that. The movie told me that this was gonna happen, or something was gonna involve that doll or whatever.
Like evil.
Yes, Evil Ed. She's working nights. That's why the mom never heard. That's why the mom never knew what the hell was going on.
She was attracted to the.
Let me ask you this. And I love these questions. What would you do if you saw what Charlie saw, meaning the naked woman, the bite, and the coffin, or even something as simple as seeing two men carrying a coffin to.
It's funny. I would not give it any thought.
Two men carrying a coffin into the basement of the house.
No, I wouldn't even notice.
I would drop my pants,
now,
bro.
if you ask me what I would do if that Jerry guy goes into my room and starts kicking my ass and I stab him with the pencil, I would talk shit.
You probably would.
I would talk shit. Like, I would sit there by my window, we'll have a nice phone conversation, we'll look at each other.
Probably be like...
and I'll tell him, I'll be like...
You do the talk back, you wouldn't just listen like what he did?
Yeah, I'd be like, come back.
Come back, yo, I got you.
Pencil, I'd be like, what's going on, man?
Yo, you probably would have drove him to come back. I got another pencil, bitch.
Like, I'd be ready for him next time. I'd go to my pastor and be like, yo, let me get some of that holy water.
He said he would go to his pastor.
I'd sit there and be like, with a dead serious face, I'd be like, look, listen, fill this up real quick. I have like one of those old super soakers, the one with the pressure, not the kid ones now that they have.
Yes.
So didn't Gary break all your super soakers?
No, it doesn't matter.
You gotta go buy another one.
I'd spend another $120 just to kill one vampire.
Yeah.
No one would believe me. Crosses all over my room. Even on the floor too. So
I'd like to. You know what's funny? I would love to go to your house and I go into your room and that's what I'm seeing. Like the way Charlie had like garlic hanging, crosses everywhere. Candles. Like candles. Like I always thought, what the fuck the candles are for? But like he was scraping like his bedpost and shit, or like the fence. He was like.
I would wear a nice Jesus shirt. My dad has plenty of them.
Yeah, but you have to wear a cross shirt, not Jesus.
It has a cross on it.
You had a cross on it?
Yeah.
Your dad would have.
Yeah, but you think? Let me ask you this: do you think that? Yeah. Well, let me ask you this:
you lay in my room, I just come out of my closet, just bear hug him right there.
It's like him burning up all up on you and shit.
You know what the power of love? That's it.
Hell yeah, power of love.
If
Right
I
there.
saw that, I would have drew a cross on my neck. Permanent marker. That's funny. On both sides.
But he's another folklore that was in this film that aren't in any other vampire films, or at least I don't think there are, is the handling of the cross. And it not working on Jerry Dandridge at times. And why? Because what does Jerry Dandridge tell him?
You have to believe for it to work. So you
told
told me he didn't believe.
No, he's not believing in himself to fight the vampire. If you're so afraid of it, you can't just rely on the cross and be like, oh, and then, you know what I mean? And then, like, it works. I think it's a bit of a cop-out that all you gotta do is whip out the cross and then, you know, they're just running scared. Where I think that shit is so awesome. I think another folklore in this film that's not in other films that I think should be brought back and be like, yo, that's fucking awesome. Fight a vampire and you pull out your cross and it's not working because you don't believe in yourself to use it against him. I always thought that shit was cool because it even forced him to even touch it and crush it and just throw it away. You know, and what better person, like I said, what better person for it to work than Peter Vincent, because he's the one that's not believing in himself. Because Charlie did always kind of believe in himself, living out of his own fear. He was believing in himself. You know what I mean? So I always thought that was really fucking cool. What else did I think that was really fucking cool? That I still think is fucking cool in this movie. I think that this chick, Amy. Oh. Amy, you gotta love how we said it.
You know she was in.
You would be the one.
Yeah, Married with Children.
Yes, she was. She was the next door neighbor. Do y'all remember her? Did y'all know that?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Who was she? Married with Children, the one with Al Bundy.
That was Peggy's white friend. Like the next door neighbor. Yeah, that was her. That was her. That was her. And all I gotta say is this: did she look hotter in that movie than she ever did in any other thing she's ever been in?
I always thought she was attractive.
When you really did with her short hair? I was never big on women with short hair. I'm gonna be honest with you.
She looks like Peggy Hill from King of the Hill.
You're gonna tell me? Cut it out. You're gonna tell me that she wasn't attractive in Fright Night? You know.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. She looked hotter then than she ever did in her entire film career. When she turned vampire, she was hot.
Yeah, she was hot.
Even Big O's girlfriend was like, "Damn, she looking good." I was like, "Yo, she look out like that." And then when she turned back into human form, she was like, "Her hair is short again." Aw. Because that's what every boy or man said. It's like, what? She got all like this, like, you're ugly again.
Like, can you turn it to him?
Yeah, he's like, yo, can I at least keep the hair? You know what I'm saying? She actually was the hottest vampire in the entire movie. She even like grew like the teeth looking all hot. Well, she had double teeth. I don't know if you noticed that. She had double teeth. Yeah, she had like one long one slightly shorter, and even on the bottom she had like two.
She looked like Baraka from.
No, not like.
She looked like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, really? You think so? She's just missing the blades?
Her face.
She was oh, man. Oh, let me ask you this. Did y'all see that coming? No. The thing when she turned the mouth.
Actually, more specifically, she looked like Blanca from Street Fighter.
There she looked like Blanca. You can see it.
Yeah, they caught me by surprise with that. I think she's going to look like that.
I remember being a kid and being so fucking scared. I was fucking scared of that scene. I would forward it. At the time, VHS moments. No, I wasn't. We're not wussies like you. We actually can deal with it. We just fast forward it. We fast forward it and just see it real quick. It doesn't bother you.
I do I still cover my.
You cover your eyes? Look, grown ass. How old are you? You still cover your eyes? What?
No, I don't. When I was a kid.
He said it. He says, I was like, I still cover my eyes.
Funny. I remember the one memorable moment I had as a kid. We went to go see House on Haunted Hill. In the theaters.
Yeah.
And
that was scary.
Yeah. I watched my brother and I was with Johnny, and then like it got really intense. And then they both got up like, all right. I was like, where you guys going? Like, I was about to play arcade.
Really? Oh man, that's excellent. Yeah. That is. Wait, who was it? Who was it?
It was my brother and Johnny.
And Johnny? Yeah. No, wait. No, well, let me ask you this: did you get up because you were bored?
No, it was good.
You literally were creeped the fuck out. Yo, that's fucking awesome. How old were you?
I don't know. How old were you?
But you were like what? Before 15? Oh, okay. That's awesome. I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah, and I was like, "Why are you guys gonna leave me here by myself?" And they both get up to go.
While you were being creeped out, now you're all alone.
I forgot all that even happened. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared.
Well, let me go all around. Let me ask you this: if you watch this and you were to say to yourself, if you were to watch Fright Night, just kind of like bring in your inner kid. If there was a scene that you actually could admit to being scared of, if you watched it, what scene would it be, Santi?
What was your question again?
The scene in Fright Night. Okay. I mean, the movie Fright Night. If you can channel your inner child, and you got to see this movie, is there a scene that you can pick out that you can actually honestly say that you would be scared of, or that you could say that is scary?
To my old self, I think I would be scared the whole entire time.
The whole entire time since it starts?
Yeah, since it starts, because like when I used to watch things, like if it was suspenseful or anything,
if it was eerie, if it had any eerie music and all that shit.
Like, John, I was scared of everything when I was a kid. I was even scared of a dog.
Yeah.
I was scared
Look at that. Now
of
there's
Puro.
dogs galore in this house.
I was scared of a Puro when I was a kid.
Nice. Why? It was his hair, the way the hair was and everything?
No, it was like a freaking bit or a bark at it.
John, what do you think? Is there a scene in this movie that you actually can say, you know what? If I would have seen this as a kid, that probably would have scared the shit out of me.
Damn scene. I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah, don't lie now.
John, you would have pissed your Kirkland pants.
Bring your inner child. Bring your inner child out.
The werewolf transformation. Or
Yeah.
that one scene.
No, the transformation itself looks creepy. Or even like when he's up against the wall and he's like half man, half wolf.
Yeah, that's
like, and you hearing the roar, like the way that it sounds.
I would have turned off the movie right there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty fucking cool.
That would
have been cool. I get a kick out of it. I need to know those things. I need to know that people exist like the way that I did.
I went to play arcade.
Congratulations. Welcome to being scared, man. Movies are doing their jobs. I love it. You would have kept him. I did too. I have to admit, as a child, I could not stop thinking about that fucking wolf. The way that the wolf looked. All of it. Like the entire transformation. From getting stabbed, the whole scene. The way that the hand looked when it was transforming from wolf to human, like they used that fucking shit where it was like reversed. I thought it was great.
Transforming, you look weird. Like you look like an old.
Well, after when he had like kind of like a pig face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks so
now
weird.
that I'm really thinking about it, I think the idea of him going into like the house undetected would have scared me.
That would have scared me enough.
Yeah. Like how he turns into a bat. And like that one scene where Charlie goes down the stairs and he thinks that he hears somebody at like the door or something like that, and there was nothing there. Like that whole scene would have probably scared me too.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Oscar, what about you? Would you pick a scene?
Same scene, same exact scene. I'd be scared too. Like especially when he picks him up like that in your own room.
In your own room, yeah.
He spotted you from across.
Even him talking though, because he wasn't even scary. It was just like he was choking him. And he's just talking about how he was disturbed and telling policemen about him. And he's talking about how he should die. He has a scary enough voice to say that. Do you guys recognize him, though? Jerry Dandridge? You know where he's from?
No.
You saw him. You guys are Child's Play fans. You don't recognize him? He's the cop.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Here's some. You didn't know that, John?
What?
You couldn't tell that the guy that plays Jerry Dandridge is the cop from Child's Play?
I've seen him. I just couldn't quite put my finger on.
Here's something behind the scenes. He's actually played the voice of a very famous character that's still famous to this day.
What is it?
And I would have thought maybe you guys would have heard it when he was saying, "Amy, awake! I command you to awake," because he brought out his voice. Does that sound familiar to something? And it's October. It's the same kind of thing. Everybody gets all fucking happy that it's October so they can watch this movie every fucking year. It's a cartoon, obviously, because he plays the voice.
I don't know.
Nightmare Before Christmas. He is Jack Skellington.
What? Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If you actually will just watch the scene, like I said, when he's on the roof of his house and he's telling Amy to wake up, match that voice, and then you match him to him talking when he is angry as Jack Skellington.
That's right.
You hear the voice come out. Or when he's fighting Oogie Boogie. And he says, "How dare you treat my friend so cruelly?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Jerry Dandridge here." he's in the Nightmare Before Christmas. He's still very popular. He's actually the husband of Susan Sarandon.
Really?
Yeah, he's married to her. For a very long time, I thought they were just brother and sister, but no, they were a married couple, and she's one of the few people in Hollywood that actually still keeps the name of her married name, and uses it as a stage name. Let's see here. What do we got? Now, one cool thing, one not so cool thing, and one cool thing. Well, let's start with the not so cool thing. Most people, you guys pretty much heard. Do you guys remember the remake of this movie? Do you guys remember seeing a trailer for it?
I've heard about it, but I never watched
it. With Colin Farrell, he plays Jerry Dandridge.
Also, McLovin was in it too.
McLovin is in it. He was Evil Ed.
Yeah,
he was Evil Ed.
Wait, McLovin?
Yeah, he was Evil Ed.
He was Evil Ed.
No way, he looks nothing like.
I for one.
The remake? Oh, the remake.
In the remake. I for one was actually.
I'm like, what?
Before the film came out, I was actually one that was very excited for this movie because I was like, "Oh yeah, man." Because it goes back to the Remix and Creativity episode back in the day. And I said to myself, oh man, this movie would be so awesome if it was remade. Because a lot of people would benefit from watching it again. Ones that don't want to go backwards. And this was not knowing how it was going to be. You know what I mean? Because remember we had that conversation, John?
Yeah, but, also...
Remakes without knowing if it's going to be good or bad. It didn't matter. It was just like, what movies were good to try to remake?
But this goes back to should it be remade?
Yeah. But
I don't think
do you think...
it doesn't.
Watching it, yeah, you watched it even after the remake came out, and you saw this movie. No, but I'm saying, but you saw it post remake, because you said you saw it 2 years ago. This movie's old. The remake is older than 2 years. I think it might be even 4 or 5. But you knew of the remake, I'm assuming, before you saw the original.
No.
Did you know? Oh, not even.
I saw the original first. My
okay.
who suggested to.
But did you know of that there was a remake? That's what I'm trying to say. Ask. I mean.
No. It's until we got to a further conversation, and then I went on to IMDb and looked it up.
The thing that upsets me, because like I said, I was actually one to say, yo man, fuck that. I want to see a remake. It would be cool because it would be nice to see what it looks like modernized. Mind you, I was thinking of it the way that the film is now. I wouldn't mind seeing that in a modern way. What did we get, and what turned me off and I didn't see it? We got an action movie. It's actually an action movie. An action with horror movie. It's basically think of From Dusk Till Dawn, how they kind of creep in that kind of action part of it, and I was immediately turned off. I was like, I don't want to see that. That's not what I want to see. Yeah. I didn't want to see an action horror movie, and what happened? The movie bombed.
A Resident Evil movie.
You know, it's kind of like that. Yeah, they were trying to capitalize on the people, and I say, why would you do that? Why would you think that anybody would want to see a remake of this movie, and we would want to see it in that way? If it was a movie called Fright Night and it was not a remake and it came out and it was that's one thing. But to say that something came out and it was an original, it was a horror movie, it was a good horror movie, it's a cult classic, and you come up with this idea saying, I want to remake it, but I want to make it more of an action movie than a horror movie, is what would drive a person to say that that's the fucking right thing to do? That's fucking ridiculous. You guys might, like I said, you guys found it as like this campy comedy, a dark comedy, like you guys said. And it wasn't even that, but I could see that. Like, if you would have told me that the remake was a dark comedy, I would have been like, okay, I could fuck with that. I could deal with that. You know what I mean? That's fine. But, you know, and just completely term, I've actually never seen it. I don't want to see it. I don't care for it.
Yeah, don't.
You know, one thing that is good that Fright Night actually did and does have is a sequel. Believe it or not, there is a Fright Night Part 2.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, and
Is it good?
Yes, it's good.
I've never seen it.
And that's what I wanted to extend. In terms of the good news, John, you actually asked if maybe we would want to do a 2-movie matinee thing, you know, for the horror movie month. And I think that because that's the thing. I mean, there's so many horror films to watch, and not saying that I don't care. Even if we were to stem over into November with a horror movie, it doesn't really matter to me because it's just a movie watching experience, and we will have already done our part with October being horror movie month. But I wouldn't want to wait till next year to say, oh well, now I got more movies. I wouldn't want to wait a year. Yeah. There are so many horror movies that come out and so many other ones to watch that I know you guys have never watched that I can put you onto. So I was thinking maybe we could watch the sequel right off the bat after watching part 1. Jump in and watch the sequel, and of course I do. What is my name? I'm getting emotional. How you ask the man if he has said movie?
Listen, I was just making sure, double checking.
Yeah, all right.
You know,
that's why you're not. You see, gotta be like. That's why you're just not so good looking, John. That's why we're there. We will help you. We will help you along the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yes.
I not compared to him. He has every movie.
What about my dad?
Maybe.
I'm up there.
So yes, no, Fright Night 2. There is a Fright Night 2 that was made. I remember it. It's just as good. I feel it's just as good. Yeah, I think it's very good. I hope that the guys and gals that saw Fright Night would come back and watch Fright Night 2, because I think there's nothing more cool than watching sequels. You know what I mean? Like, especially, I mean, hopefully you guys like it. I actually like it. I think Part 2 is very good. It's better in some ways, and it might give you what you thought this movie was, because it actually became. The sequel is what you said this movie is as a grown-up. Part 2 is a dark comedy. But not in the way that it's cheesy, where it's like, oh, you know, like the way films are now, they're just being funny for the sake of funny. Yeah. This movie has funny characters, so they have to be funny, but when it's time to get serious, you're going to get scared of them. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So, huh? Yeah, I'm not giving anything away. Okay. It has very colorful characters, and
same people.
The ones that survived, yes, they're the same people.
So Evil Ed is.
Well, he obviously ain't coming back. He dead. Yeah. Even though you hear his voice at the end. Well, I want to tell you real quick about that before we sign off. every horror film has what I call the last scare or the last kind of like thing for a horror film that has nothing to do with like how, you know, the movie. Oh, people mistake the eyes at the end for Evil Ed because you hear his voice. But actually it wasn't. We saw him die. He's not going to just come out of nowhere and come back today. And that's where I feel that we feel cheated in horror films now. Because the people that died just don't seem to be dead. You know what I mean? When you kill somebody and you give a nice hurrah of killing, you should always, like, you know, give it just. He died awesomely, and send him packing. You know what I mean? I believe in that. So, but no, it wasn't him. The sequel will tell you who it was. That's the best part about it. I'm talking about it's a direct sequel. You know what I mean?
Same girl too?
What? The chick from Married with Children?
Yeah.
No, she's not in this film. But her she has been written off. Like, meaning like it wasn't like, oh, where'd you go?
They probably
Like,
broke up. But
you don't have to be you don't have to watch the movie to know that. If she's not in it, but yet they gave him a hotter girlfriend. Trust me when I tell you, they gave him a hotter girlfriend.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so but yeah, no, like I would love to bring that film over, and if we have
second girlfriend is always uglier.
No, the first one's ugly.
I will bring the second film as well, which is going to be Reanimator. We'll watch that and also Fright Night, but we'll watch Fright Night 2 first, and then if we feel comfortable to watch, if we feel comfortable to watch the second film right after, then we'll jump in on that. But on that note, anybody got any things to say about Fright Night before we?
Can't wait to see the next one.
It was a fantastic movie.
Yeah. I like the fact that you say it's fantastic.
I like it.
I really do.
Like,
it was exhilarating.
And it's just as good, right?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I like this movie.
You know, I know that it's old and it might be dated on some things, but I think it delivers. I think it's something. I mean, Oscar, this is actually the first time you said it too. For a standard movie, you said you would watch it again.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's pretty awesome. Meaning, like, it could be something you say, hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind watching Fright Night right now. Like when you would ask me, oh, what horror movie should I watch? I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of. When you ask yourself what horror movie to watch, I'm pretty sure you have rewatched horror movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody does that. You know, hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind rewatching this movie again or that movie again when I don't have anything to watch. So this went into that pile, you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Into the rewatch pile,
Absolutely.
like when you don't have another movie to watch.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's real good. I'm very happy to know that. That actually makes me very happy. Well, once again, I want to thank everyone here for watching this movie, for watching more movies in the future, and for watching the movies that we've seen in the past. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. Let's do these outro formalities, man. They're starting to get very wordy. I want you to follow, like, share. Here he goes. Ready for it? Facebook.com/WhatTheHellPcast, Twitter.com/TheHellPcast, Instagram.com/WhatTheHellPcast. You can search for us on YouTube. On YouTube, you'll find us with What the Hell Did We Just Watch? On SoundCloud, you'll find us with What the Hell Did We Just Watch? And also, for all you new kiddies, the brand new people, the new kiddies, we have t-shirts for you. T-shirts, yes. T-shirts. Everybody wants a podcast t-shirt, right?
Definitely won't.
Yeah, man. Anybody interested in getting a t-shirt, just send an email to whatthehellpcast@yahoo.com. And we will just give us the information. I just need to know your name, how many you want, what color you want, what sizes do you want. Just let me know, and also give me your address, and I will be gladly to send you one. I will send you the payment link with the email on where you can purchase it and how you can purchase it. And I promise to have one for you or her or your girlfriend or your little kid if you want. We do have youth sizes. So there you go for it. So I guess that we can actually honestly say that we are done with the show here. Another episode, though through technical difficulties. I will see if this actually works tomorrow. I'm going to have a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll be able to release this episode on time. So wish me luck, guys. So this is the Emotional Lou. I'm upset that my PC is still doing stupid shit. And hopefully it won't do this next week. I'll make sure it doesn't. Trust me when I tell you. I'll make sure that it doesn't do this. And so this is Emotional Lou. Saying peace out. And who we got?
Sandman. Sandman's out.
Yeah, you actually stay here. The whole TV. I mean, the whole podcast.
How about school the next day?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I think.
It's your man's, the not so good looking John. Always here, always will be.
No, we stay that way, John. Please.
I'm always gonna stay that way.
Stay that way.
Stay
not so good looking.
One of these days, I'm gonna feel, like the sexy John, the very good looking John.
Hey, maybe that would be great, man. Yeah.
Not with those shoes, John. Not
We're
with those shoes.
we're still waiting on it, but
I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm the good looking John.
yeah. Whoa. And you know what? No. And when that game's
Nice socks, John.
just remember, the ones that think you're not so good looking still love you, and that's why you're here.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Gary still loves you, man.
Outrageous.
Outrageous. Such an outrageous man. Woo. And I guess that on this one we could just say peace out, yo. It ain't never gonna happen. I know. One of these days I'm gonna actually get it. But anyway, yeah, just like that. Say goodbye, people.
Right.
Bye bye.
See you later.
I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
I'm terrible.
All right.